What's going down, T subs and T squads? Yeah, Grown and Gospel season 1, episode 3, Marriage Revival. Tasha, me and you gonna talk at the end of this, friend. All right, because I like you, even though I felt like, excuse me, even though I felt like you was doing a little bit much when it came down to Bree or whatever. After y'all sat down and talked in this episode or whatever, I liked you a whole lot more. So because of which, I don't want to see you out here being made a fool of, friend. So we're gonna talk at the end of this, cause child, I would say this. I now listen. I see why the Kojic Church, more than anybody, speaks about homosexuality more than any other denomination. I see why. Because more than likely, the choir stand is full of damn silent sisters of the pew, right along with the damn choir director that's allowed sissy of the damn pew. But so long as he direct your choir and make your choir slam to make the sopranos do what they do, they are well and good. But we're gonna talk about that when we get there. No shade to T.S. Veron Everlasting. No shade to her. Cause that's my good sis or whatever. But so Jay Brooks calls Bree to check on her. After the whole debacle that was her birthday, and Miss Elijah doing all of the foolishness. You know what? This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go light on Elijah. First of all, this is the first season and this is the third episode. So I don't want to just write him off so quickly. What I'm gonna say is this is the first season, this is the third episode. So of course, a lot of the people are gonna do more than what they probably normally would do because this is the first season and they have to bring it. So, I'm 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 choosing to go light on Elijah. All right. So, anywho, Jay Brooks calls Bree to check on her, you know, and her feelings about what happened when Elijah threw away her West Nine boots to let them tell it, or whatever the case may be. So Jay Brooks encourages her to give Elijah another chance because he wants to help her. He just has a funny way of doing it. That's fine. But I also feel like it's bothering her. And if you're her friend and her brother, the way that you say that it is, I'm expecting for you to have had some type of conversation with Elijah on the back end. Jay Brooks, just being honest. Like, I just feel like for you to say that you've known her for like 20 plus years or whatever the case may be, I'm going to need for you to show that. Like, if that's the case, then it would have been nice to have seen a scene of you getting Elijah together. And I feel the same way about Tasha. It would have been, and I feel the same way about Nikki too. No tea, no shade. I feel like if y'all really like her like that, then it would have been nice to have seen y'all gotten him together. Because as friends, that is something that y'all can do. I mean, y'all not gonna sit here and try to convince me that what he did was okay because the gag is, hey, he did that to any other home. If hey, he did that to any of my homegirls, he'd have got his ass whooped a long time ago. It wouldn't have just been with the throwing away of the boots. He'd have got he listen, they'd have got the windmilling once he ran his fingers through his hair like he was Jay Holiday. No tea, no shade. So I mean, but whatever. I'm gonna move on because, like I say, I'm gonna go light on Elijah. This is only the third episode on the first season. He might you know, lighten up and show us something different. Speaking of Elijah, he has a photo shoot with Bree, and he got some chick there named Gwen Fox. He claimed that she's the big fashion guru around there, or whatever the case may be, and so on and so forth. Girl, I guess. I mean, no shade to her, but I mean, she was very run of the mill, very typical. Like she did not stand out from the crowd, and you giving her all these accolades, I guess. Because I don't know nothing about it. Maybe she did work with all them people, child. I don't damn know and don't damn care. Moving on. Because this ain't about her. So he says he wants to not apologize but clear the air. But then you turned around and gave an apology because you had to give an apology. You did. You had to give an apology, especially when you sat there and tried to act, play on her intelligence and act as if you don't understand where none of that came from, and you don't get where that energy came from and what you could have possibly done. And I'm glad that she named down a list of things that you've been poking and prodding at since episode one. It's like you saw her, no shade, Elijah, but it's like you saw her and you made a beeline straight for her. That's what it looks like from the outside in. It looks like you saw her and you just made a huge beeline for her out of nowhere. And none of us can make sense as to why you constantly feel the need to just pick and pick and pick and probe and prod any little imperfection solely on her. Because be clear, all of them got imperfections. No shade, but Tasha run around here trying to save a marriage with a gay man. No, ma'am. You got Nikki around here playing Love at the Lockup and Shawshank Redemption and Prison Song with this man that she with. No guy, honey. Like, and then you getting up here wearing three-piece suits without a shirt, like and if with a god awful ass piercing pagoda chain, child. One of them chains you had made down to one of the Ching Chong stores down there to the mall, child. Like and I like Jay Brooks. I like Jay Brooks a lot. Like I don't really. What can I call an imperfection for him? I don't know. Not calling you out on your BS, and he needs to do that. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I veered off. I, moving on. Um, so Elijah seems to think that the issue, what I said, started with the shoes, and it didn't. Bree did a whole list of a laundry list of shit that you had done, that you had said, and that you had going on, and the boots topped it off because you threw away her possession. It wasn't your things. It wasn't your belongings to throw away. And you felt like because she didn't come about it the way you felt like she should have came about it, that she did too much. No, nigga, you did too much. Shut. And let me tell you something, Elijah. The whole blonde man weave piece, the whole Odell Beckham blonde thing, like girl, we was over that wait 2016, 2017, child. My mama dead and gone. Like we was rocking that shit when she was still alive, friend. Like ain't nobody rocking that style no more, friend. If you don't get rid of that damn man weave you got up there and rock your whole natural, I know something. Moving on. And I'm gonna tell you something else while we own you, Elijah. And then this is it. Then we're going on our clean slate. I could tell you right now in real life, I would never be your damn friend because your expectations of friends is solely what they have, which means majority of your friends ain't got no damn substance. Now, these people that you're chilling with have some substance. But I don't really feel like you chill with them all day, every day. I feel like you have your own little circle of friends that's your constant friends that you constantly chill with. And I can guarantee you they ain't got no substance. None. Anywho, Tasha going to check on Bree. I absolutely loved this scene. And this is what made me have so much more respect for Tasha because she actually gave Bree a chance before letting Elijah rub off on her and throwing all of this unnecessary shade that she didn't need to superficial shade like that didn't need to be thrown because you didn't know her. And I like the fact that she found out that they actually have so much more in common than what she thought they did, and y'all was able to connect on a much deeper level because of it. I appreciated that, Tasha, and I appreciate you for going over there You know what I'm saying? Putting your big girl panties on and actually doing the adult thing, which is getting to know somebody one on one. I appreciate that. I really do. And I feel like because y'all had that moment, y'all can really actually start to have a and form a genuine friendship or sisterhood or something like that. So shout out to that. I was down for that entire scene. That was the best scene that I've seen thus far in these 3 episodes. I was here for it. It was real genuine. It really was. I was down for it. So Elijah and Bree do this photo shoot. Shout out to Bree for being a good sport. And listen, fine, Elijah. I listen, like I say, I'm gonna give you a chance. This only episode 3. You know what I mean? Like it was people that done worse than you on reality TV. So I'm not gonna sit over here and act like you just, the worst of the worst, because you're not. But excuse me. I really want you to give Brie a chance. Like, stop trying to base having a friendship with her off of what she has or whatever. Not everybody is gonna have what you have. You know what I'm saying? Brie is a grown ass woman with grown ass issues. She's not thinking about furries and boots and jewelry and 3-piece suits with no damn shirt with it. Like she ain't think about Ferraris with suicide doors and all of that because she's a grown ass woman with grown ass issues going on. That's how you have to handle her, like a grown ass man with grown ass men ish going on. Like, I said I'm giving you a real chance, but see, if I keep talking, I'm gonna run down on you, son. I'm gonna stop. Tasha meets up with her mama. Shout out to Lisa Page. Soon as I saw your mama, I said I know her. I ain't know that was your mama. Tasha, shout out to you. I live for your mama. I knows your mama. I looked at her, I said, wait a minute. I didn't see you learn something new every day. I ain't know that was your mama. Child, well, you done shut me up because in my last episode I said I ain't know who the hell your mama was and why we would care and why you be up here. Now I see. Yes, ma'am. I live for her. Shout out to Lisa. Anywho, Tasha wants to talk to her. Tasha wants to talk to her bid and figure out where they going. Girl, to divorce court. That's where y'all going. Y'all need to go straight to the damn magistrate and get it annul, sis, because you don't need to be with that woman. Moving on. Tasha meeting up with Shayna, I believe her name is, to talk about whether she talked about her marriage or not. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now, Tasha. All, after seeing Miss T.S. Veron Everlasting, everybody done talked about your marriage, sis. Everybody talked about your marriage. Everybody talked about your husband. Everybody talked about y'all union. Yes, they did. So ain't no sense in you just being mad with Shayna, girl, because I'm talking about it, and I don't even know y'all. But the minute I saw, listen, when I saw your husband in that clip when y'all got married, girl, I said, "Oh, child, that's a whole girl." Like, I said, case closed. Like, man, this all makes sense why he treating her the way he treating her, and then it got nothing to do with you crip walking and two stepping and crab walking sideways with a whole nother man. It ain't got nothing to do with that, child. That was the best thing you could have ever did. Speaking of which, Tasha and Miss T.S. Veron Everlasting Girl. Oh my God. Like when listen, when I tell y'all I completely gagged, cackled, and kikied and was to the bed dead up in here, child. Because he reminds me of every stereotypical Kojic gay man, gay boy that think they had it. Meanwhile, everybody in the church already know what the real tea is. That's just what he gives, Tasha, and it's you wasted money on that lingerie and wasted money on getting your legs waxed and all of the rest of that stuff. Like listen. And I felt so bad for Tasha, though. I really did. I felt so bad for her. But it's just like, listen, Tasha, the only way he would have gave half a damn about you in that lingerie is if you had a twig and berries underneath it. Okay. I think that's the only way he would have gave half a damn. All right. That man is living his best life while you living where you at around there to Detroit, child. He got all of the good girls tied up down at his house. Saying, let me tell you something. He frequents the gay bars around there, child. I know he do. I guarantee you, he got a jack, he got a scruff, he got a grinder, he got some. Listen, he probably had an old BGC page back in the day, child. Listen, you, Lord forgive me. Um, that's it. That's all. That's it. That's all I got. I ain't got no more to give y'all because I could go like 5 more minutes, but I ain't finna do that to Tasha. She embarrassed enough, child. That's a damn shame. You sat there, bought a T-shirt, and had a violinist play, and the violinist was. I'm on the show. He left with the violinist, so quiet as his cat. The violinist met him down the damn corner somewhere, and they went on to a little cruising spot. And then when they like Tasha, listen. Dear Lord God Almighty. Y'all, that's all I got. I don't have no more to give you, child. I really don't. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode, cause girl, I cackled. But shout out to Carlos, child. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. They entertained me, especially the last scene, cause I said, girl, what in the Noah's Ark hell is? Sin and shame. See, this is why the Kojic Church in particular constantly harps on homosexuality in the pulpit. Because, like I say, the choir stand full of sissies and punks. The, the deacon pool is full of sissies and punks. The usher board is full of sissies and punks. We already know the choir director is a huge church queen, child. Like, I just, girl, look, that's all I got. I ain't got no more to give y'all, child. I'm gone. Bye.